was making my last custom, and I kind of had free reign with it to do whatever animation I wanted to. So I was like, I'm gonna build an idle animation for these sprite sheets that I want to make. And that's what I did. Yeah, there's a little more to that story. I'm not gonna go into it.
Which custom was that, though?
That was the Zilla.
Oh, Zilla. Okay.
Zilla.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw it.
It's not minted yet. I kind of had this little idea in the back of my head that it would be really funny if I could build an entire pixel art game before I got the description to mint this NFT.
This week episode is brought to you by none of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona sauce? Too bad, only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Hey, Mags, have you heard about the Pog Hub?
Pog Hub? No, what's that?
Pog Hub. It's the new Pog Embassy from our friends Kyler over at Pog Digital.
They got a Pog Hub?
They got a Pog Hub, man. You can go there. All it takes is an email address. You sign up. It's as easy as that. And then from there, connect your Twitter account, and you got daily social quests that you can use to get some points.
What are these points you speak of?
Right now, these are just Pog points. And right now, there is the ability to open up some Pog loot packs. And if you're feeling like a gamble, you can go ahead and rip them open. Some have points in them, some have Discord roles. Maybe in the future there'll be more.
Oh, you'd think Pog being a proud sponsor of the Pinecast, I'd know about this.
You would think so. I did happen to notice that the Poppin' Mags intern was on it.
The intern was on it?
That's correct.
And I knew nothing about it.
Doesn't surprise me. Hop on over to hub.pogdigital.com and check it out today. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 12 of the Zilla Award-winning Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, how was that season finale?
It's it was technically a season finale. They basically did the opposite of what I would have done, was had a bunch of fighting, and they went the other direction with it. I think there actually was a scene where some guy was doing his W-2s and stuff like that. So,
oh man. So the season finale was a setup for next year?
Big time.
Oof. All right. On that note, let's get off that topic. So, hey, the biggest news of the week, and quite possibly, dare I say, the biggest news of the year, is that one Mr. Theta Seeds himself will be returning to Camp Theta in 2024 to defend his title. How you doing, Mags?
I think we got Friday'd. Is that right? We got Friday'd on that?
We got Friday'd on that. Yes,
Big
we
time.
did.
Yeah. I mean, maybe people won't know. Maybe there'll be some creative edits. Yeah, I have no problem taking down a former champ.
It was 6 fish. Is that correct? 6 tickets or 7?
Six fish.
6.
And
so this is setting up for a real USA versus Canada battle, right? We got 3
on 3, I believe.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Maybe the format changes this year.
I think there's going to be some content.
I would imagine there's gonna be. You got 2 characters coming with you from the Americans.
Can't wait. It's that's coming up quick.
Dude, this summer, man, it's like, woof. We're sitting here already in August. It's crazy.
Yeah, spring seemed like it lasted a lot longer because it was like cold and hot. But I guess that's the definition of spring. Which is the opposite of autumn or fall, which is hot and cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, now I know we're right in the middle of Theta Hackathon season here, and I just wanted to bring something up to everyone's attention. It came to our attention that one of these, the Discord bot that was entered into the Theta Hackathon, if you go through the steps that it tells you to follow, literally on step 3, it tells you to send them your JSON file along with your password so that they can make sure that you're the account owner. Okay. This
Yeah.
is absolutely the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. That should be removed immediately if it hasn't been already. And guys, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't send anyone your JSON file. Don't send anyone your password. Don't send anyone your key phrases. No one needs those to help you. All right.
Even if it's your pal Jason.
Even if it's Jason, don't send Jason your
Jason.
JSON.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Didn't think
it's
it needed to be
funny.
said, but
It's funny because right after that, it's like, oh, this is safe because it's being done in a direct message, and right after you send it, and we make sure it's okay, you can delete it. Okay, great. You can delete it after they've already saved it and you're drained. It's
right.
unbelievable.
Right. Yep. That's a good PSA. And
Especially now, like, we're coming into the season here where we had to get our pines off of Theta Drop and into our own possession. There's probably going to be some other NFTs that we're going to need in our own possession in order to stake or get airdrops of in the near future. So
like
this
Symbies,
Symbies, maybe. We'll see.
or as
We
others
don't
say, symbiotes.
Yeah, no, I mean, at some point, yeah, you're gonna need to get your Symbies, off of Theta Drop in order to stake and earn with those as well.
You know how I know that it's still like kind of okay to have it on there, because I checked out your wallet.
Ah,
Some on there.
yeah, yeah, I know. My pines are all off of there, and so are my Tigons.
Oh, your Tigons are back off, or they never went back to Theta Drop since you got
Exactly,
this.
exactly.
You got the old
Jim Jam.
yeah, no, you got the old Los Angeles Razzmatazz.
Is that, similar to the Kansas City Shuffle?
I think it's like the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know that movie, Kansas City Shuffle? Do you know where that came from?
No, I do not.
Oh, Lucky Number 11. If you've never seen it,
Oh,
that's a
I've
good
seen
one.
that. Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen that movie. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. That's like I feel like that's an under the radar, but really quality movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one I enjoyed. I haven't like checked it back out recently, but yeah, it could be. I don't know how you set me up for this, but I'm gonna take the segue. Do you know that there is a squad movie night coming up this Friday, August 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern?
I cannot say that I did know that. What does this entail? Tell me about it.
Okay, so in the squad Discord, there's the Theta York Theater, and we're gonna be streaming the 80s smash hit The Princess Bride.
Oh, all right. Okay. I saw that. I didn't realize it was related. Have you seen The Princess Bride?
That's a dumb question. Yeah, it's a.
I mean,
It would have been on my top 8 list that I
really?
had, but I didn't have it there. But I mean, it's high up there for sure.
Really?
Funny thing is, it has princess in the title, but like a lot of like women don't like that movie.
I did not know
Ask
that.
Dana if she likes it.
Oh, I think she would. She's all about the 80s. I think she likes that one.
Well, she's a little bit
Um,
different. She
yeah.
she has friends that are girls named AA Ron. So
Sheesh, too soon.
Eee.
Too soon.
uh,
I think I've actually found out now that there's more than one, too. I mean, it is wild, wild.
must be something in the water down there.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. But that's what. So yeah, Princess Bride. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, there's some great lines in it. Uh, Andre the Giant's in it. That's always a good time. I feel like it's kind of put higher on the list than I would put it usually.
I think it's a solid movie. It's solid. A lot of
What's your
memorable
favorite
lines.
part? I definitely have a favorite part.
What is my favorite part? I I like the fight sequence after they don't know who the Dread Pirate Roberts is, and there's just this guy that's gaining on him, and then they climb up this huge thing, and then they cut the rope, and then so like the whole like trials of like
Yeah.
him going after Andre, and then him best in Inigo Montoya, and
Yep.
then finally the greatest scene is the iocane powder. I do enjoy that.
Yes.
Magic
That
Max, was it Magic Max? Is that the other guy? The Billy Crystal's character.
I don't remember his name, but that's my favorite. The
He's funny.
poison. Yeah.
Yeah, the poison. Love that. Love that.
Incredible scene. That one's great. Yeah. All right. Um
And maybe, just real quick, maybe people that show up, maybe it will be noticed. Just saying,
oh, so hint hint nudge nudge.
who knows? Who knows?
Not sure, but Theta York Theater, that sounds like a theater I would attend, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I bet the candy is great there.
Oh, phenomenal, phenomenal.
All the best. Anything else you want to hit on, or you want to send it away?
No, let's send it away. We got
Yeah.
we got a in-depth technical popper heavy episode.
Yeah, I wasn't intending that. But listen, we had our first guest ever come back, and more importantly, am I made aware, a recently returning co-host from when I decided to take some time off. So,
Because
thank you.
you got stuck in Florida for like 3 more days or something.
Yeah, 2 more days. Looking back on it, I'm very appreciative of the extra 2 days because you know what? What was I going to do instead? Go to work?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh,
But yeah, no, thank you TZC for covering me there and for joining us again. And actually, we did mention this, but Theta Zilla Club was quite instrumental in getting this Pinecast into the format that it currently is. So we certainly appreciate him. We appreciate all that he's done for his project and for countless other projects behind the scenes. He is a humble guy.
he was
I would
Zilly nominated too.
He was Zilly nominated. I would say in the race, and if it was a humbleness prize, he would be just right behind you in humbleness.
I'm so humble that I'll just go with what you say.
I agree with that. All right, guys. Well, great episode with Theta Zilla Club, and you can hear that.
After these messages.
And we're back, and we're actually back with our first ever guest from season 1, episode 2, Theta Zilla Club. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Yeah.
for still being here. There's
That
few
was
of
a
us that are
horrible
still here.
welcome. Horrible welcome. Sorry about that, Zilla. I was kind of lackluster, Popper.
Well, then take it away, Mags.
Hey, TZC, welcome back. I know you were just on a few weeks ago when Popper had his tap dance final. So welcome back.
Thank you. I heard he won, so congratulations, Robert. Hey, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys having me back on here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
It's
man,
great to
absolutely.
be appreciated.
No doubt. Thank you for still being here, guys. It's been a long time. I know it's been a long, difficult road, and I appreciate you. I know the community appreciates you guys. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
That means a lot coming from you, an ecosystem member. So thank you for that.
Right? I did have to send a DM to get into the ecosystem. That is an option.
They should be coming to us,
Dude, I totally get that. You work really hard in the Theta ecosystem and you feel like, do I really need to go down this little particular pathway to get someone this information? And it's like, I really shouldn't have to because I'm getting all these views over here. Everyone sees it. I'm right here. Like, shouldn't have to beg.
That's right. 100%.
So yeah, I
Mags,
vibe with
way too
that.
humble.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm too proud to beg too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you shouldn't have to ask. You've been doing the podcast for over 2 seasons. It should just be distributed to you guys. I
But
agree.
no, yeah, and then shout out once again, God Mode Unlocked.
They're still killing it. I
They're still
wonder if they've even taken the Theta TV link off of their website.
not since not we weren't even around, Popper. January 2021 was the last episode.
Well, we were around, just in a different neighborhood.
Right. Not the Theta neighborhood.
No, not yet. Maybe yeah. Maybe they that was a tag, right? They tagged out and then we came in and I don't know. It was around that time.
Whatever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. But we got Zilla in.
We got Zilla.
Yes, sir. Thanks again for having me, guys.
So Zilla, you've been a busy man recently. Looks like you got some projects here in the Theta Hackathon. One being Retro Rain, which looks incredible. I tried playing the other day and my computer was like, yeah, you need something C++. And like Mag says, he's more of a D guy, D plus. So I wasn't able to play, but looks killer. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Right. So that was a dev build that I sent you like a couple weeks back. The newer build, I'm not certain that you need the C++ components added to play. It's packaged with all the pre-computed shipping requirements inside of it. So I don't think you need it, but if you do still need it, we're going to address that later with the launcher.
So where do I get that? Because I did also go, you're right. That was from the link that you sent me. And then I also went onto your dev post and I was trying from there and I couldn't figure out how to do it.
If you
I'm like,
scroll down to the bottom, there's a link to the GitHub, and then you get to GitHub, which is a real confusing thing on its own. You click the file. It's a .zip file. The latest version is the one with the auth on it, and the credentials that you use to play the demo version are inside of the dev post. But yeah, you just click on the .zip file, and then there's like a little download thumbnail kind of towards the top right corner that you'll click on.
yeah, I got lost at dev post. So I was clicking things and it wasn't working. And all right, I kind of see where you're at now. So but let's actually get into some of the fun stuff here rather than my difficulties.
Right. Yeah, man, it's a fun game. It was about 2 months cooking the game from start to finish. That's where all my effort went, was into creating a fun game, because that's the most important element. Is game's got to play well, characters got to handle well, game's got to be entertaining enough to keep you engaged in the game loop. So yeah, I built all them Pixilla customs. I did over 70 of them. Those pixel art pieces, they take a long time, so it gave me a lot of time to think about, like, what do I want to do with all this pixel art? Like, am I just going to make all these animations and then be done? And no, not that wasn't my plan at all. So I took my components and I built out a sprite sheet, because I wanted to just see how the character would look in general, just animated moving. So a streamer friend of mine, Justin Wrench, he always used this stream avatars program that you would overlay on top of your stream, and then everyone could add a custom character, and you would input your custom character into this overlay, and it had basic animations that you could put into it, like a sit, a stand, a jump. So there were 8 total animations that program had in it by default. So I took the Mixmaster Zilla, and I generated a cool looking Theta's or Pixel that I've been using as my PFP for quite a few months now. And I just said, yeah, I want to see what this thing looks like. So I built all the animations. I got Justin to put it in the game, and the Pixel looked real good. So I said, okay, I have all the components that I need. Well, not all the components that I need. I have my base character. He works. So let's get started building a game around him. I found a dude on YouTube who was making pixel art games in Unreal Engine. I was drawn to Unreal Engine just because it's a no-code engine. You can integrate C++ into it. I'm going to be doing that in the future, but just for now, I was just custom creating blueprints, basically, creating the game from scratch, putting the character in, equipping all of his movement components, health components, all that fun stuff. But this dude on YouTube, he got me started. I recreated his 2D side scroller that he was doing, and I pretty much ripped that whole thing apart and rebuilt it how I liked it. And yeah, ended up with the game.
Is there any games that were like an inspiration for you with this style?
Uh, when I was young, I mean, I played Super Mario at my uncle's house when we would do like family holidays, and that's just the side scroller that comes to mind for me personally. They're all pretty similar, if you ask me. You have your components that are unique to your base character and your style of game, but they all play about the same to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. I mean, the art that you have in the background is very neat. Is it does that change? I know you did a lot of like AI kind of art backgrounds with some of your stuff. Is that something that's stagnant or does that change every time?
So right now I have it cooked. So there is a 10 level progression system. We can call them realms just for now. Each level 1 through 10 is its own realm. And it's really easy just to build more tile maps and more levels and put it on top. And it's set so that as I apply like 10 more levels, it'll rotate back to the scene from like the first level for level 11, the second level for level 12. Each of these levels has a background, a parallax, and a tile map that is specific to the level. Yeah, I did the backgrounds in Mid Journey and the parallaxes in Midjourney, and then I pulled them over into a custom stable diffusion model that I put together and ran it with just a couple of extra extensions applied to it just to get them to come out how I wanted for pixel art.
I knew that. I was just gonna say, was that what you did? That was just on my notes.
Yeah. A couple extra fun things for the parallaxes, like the asymmetric tiling expansion.
If I heard that once, I've heard it a dozen times.
Everyone does these things on the daily. I mean, I'm just saying.
So
You all
yeah, I
know
mean,
this.
I was gonna say I am very familiar with the parallax, but I know Mags is way too humble to ask what that is, so I'll ask
I
for
know
him.
he's the Pokemon who snores and sleeps a lot, right?
There's 2 layers of buildings that are, in front of the background, but behind the tile map on the levels, and these are the parallax components, and they'll infinite scroll at a different pace, and they connect into one another, which is what the asymmetric tiling is for. It gives you that seamless transition from one side of the image to the other so that you can't see, like, the chop point in between the 2 images.
Okay, so like the buildings that you can see in front of the mountains and the clouds.
Yeah, so those all move, and they're all not all of them. I think I started doing it in the second half of the renders. Those renders took ages to do, but yeah, their color palette is formed from the background layer, so that gives it kind of a cool effect. And then the tile maps, I did that too, manually in Photoshop.
When you say tile map, is that like where you're jumping to, like the platforms and stuff like that? Is that what that is?
Yeah, so the tile maps are essentially, yeah, like the land, and you can make background components with it too. But yeah, you design those in like a grid so that each little puzzle piece is like in my instance, a 25 by 25 pixel grid. And then you add collision to it so that, your capsule collider component on your character is colliding with the tile map collision component so that they don't go through one another. And then you just put like custom you put squares on all of your boxes they're just square components, and then the edges you just build with triangles, like if you're moving like up or down by an angle.
I was just curious, like you're going through the levels and you got these AI, villains coming after you. Is this something where it's kind of like beat the boss at the end, or is this like how fast can you get through it?
Well, it's set up right now to be a competitive game based on time. There are enemy AI combatants that are stronger than the others. Like the Vader, the Theta Zilla, the Silver Surfer, the Mecha Zilla. Those guys are stronger than your basic characters like the ghosts, the bats, the bulls, the chasing bulls. The blue bulls, they just run in one direction the whole time, and the red guys, they'll see like, oh, he's jumped over me, I'm gonna chase him. But yeah, I tend to have the stronger AIs towards the back of the level, and they'll come in more as you progress through the level system. Like they're all over the place on level 10, but you don't really see any of the tougher guys until say level 4.
Okay. So now, does everybody play with your like Uncle Sam Whalezilla?
Yeah, yeah. So in the dev post, you can see the the sprite sheet that I put together for the whale, and it's like 80 different frames of animations. So for every character you want to put together, it ends up being like a massive cook because I have to put together these new animations. Like the base Theta Zilla, it actually doesn't stand in the same position that I use in the game. Only the idle position leverages the base outline. So when he turns, it's essentially a complete rebuild for like 95% of the tiles. So yeah, right now we are playing as the base Theta Zilla, or my custom that I generated in the Mixmaster.
Nice. I do really like the animation of the ice throw. Where'd you get that idea?
Yeah, I took that from the Sub-Zero Zilla, and it's the Sub-Zero Zilla that is, or the Sub-Zilla is what we called him. The Sub-Zilla is what's using that projectile in the game.
That's awesome. Love it.
I
Love it.
was thinking we could take that projectile though and give it to the main character and give him a secondary shot. Th-
Yeah.
there's so much room for expansion because like I've cooked a lot of pixel art assets and with no goal in mind really, besides like I mean for filling up remix genres and for integrating into WWZ. But the point being is I can bring my own components that I build into the game, put them into the game so that they work, and I can do that on repeat quickly.
Is Max sleeping?
He could be.
I'm just taking this all in. I'm in learning mode, pops.
Well, I'm looking at all of these different iterations of your Zilla that you needed to create, and I'm just wowed by it. Some of them you look at them, and I can't even. It's hard to tell the difference between them, but it's amazing how like I have no real concept of what it takes to create something like this, but just seeing this is what you call the sprite sheet.
That's what a sprite sheet is. That's the typical import style for 2D art is so each of those there's an invisible grid on that and it's 150 by 150 and it just standardizes where the character is going to be in the frame. So I'll pull that into Unreal Engine like frame by frame, it'll extract them when I tell it like, yo, this is 150 by 150 grid. And then it spits out all those frames. Then I go into those frames. I create a flip book. I set that flip book to be, say, like 15 frames per second or 30 frames per second, whatever makes sense for the specific animation. And then yeah, you have to go into your input actions and you set which animation goes with which action. And then you go and create a state machine and you tell it, okay, when the character's Y value is falling, then he should be in the falling position. Or, well, not his Y value, his position in the world on the Y axis. But yeah.
So is that where the blueprint comes in? Is that what that is?
The blueprints are everything, man. Every component that you build in Unreal Engine is its own blueprint. Just for example, the last blueprint that I put in, you can't even see it in the game, but it's in there. I put in a timer blueprint on this impermanent level that I built. Uh, there's different types of level streaming systems that you can do. You can just go and open from level to level, but then when that happens, you're resetting the level, right? So everything happens over and over again. But if you create an impermanent level system, you can have things that carry over. One of those things that I have carrying over is a timer component. And so what this timer component does is it has three functions built into it. It has a function that calculates the time that you cross the finish line at the end of the level in. And then after it calculates that time, it'll add that time to an array of times. And each time you finish the level, I'm going to call that function and add your new time to that array of times. Then I have another function that extracts, or no, that's the third function. The second function is the function that'll calculate your time to level at the end of the game. Whenever you clear the game or whenever you run out of lives, it's going to call a function that will tell it, hey, let's calculate all the times that we achieved for each level and let's get our summarized time and print out, okay, we made it to level 7 in 350 seconds. Cool. And then after that is called, there's another function that gets called, which extracts all your times. So it'll take like level 1 time, 29 seconds, level 2, 31 seconds, et cetera, and it'll print all those out. And then from there, what I'll be doing is I will have a save game file that includes the best score that you've ever had on this level. Just compare it, etc. Eventually, that turns into a full level by level in-game leaderboard, plus the full game, who did the best overall time, who finished it in the best time, what difficulty, all that fun stuff.
So I'm assuming this is NFT gated. You need a Pixilla to play this?
Yeah. So that's what the Theta Fabric authenticator does. Built that with Slick over the hackathon. That is a very powerful tool that we can pretty much do as we please with. Yeah, right now, yeah, it's what's gating it, but it can do a whole lot more than that.
So just for the layman, the Theta Fabric project is how Unreal Engine 5 understands that you own a Pixilla and can play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And you said there's also a lot more. If you
Yeah, I
into
mean,
that, or
just based off of what you can pull from that and put into games, there's a lot more that you can do with it. I'm not going to elaborate on it, but yeah, a lot can be done.
all right, cool. So how did you like? I know that you've been dealing with pixel art, and have you always had in mind building a game at some point? And is this kind of fulfilling what you were hoping to do?
Yeah, I mean, I always figured that this would turn into some sort of a game. I remember you and me shooting the shit about different games that we could do with Theta Zillas, like way back in the day.
Oh
Mini
yeah,
golf, there was the
yeah.
projectile shooting game. And yeah, this is just kind of a step in that direction. I mean, look, pixel art is the greatest for building games with. It's so lightweight. You can have this game is big that I put a lot into this game loop already, and I can render it out in like a minute, which is just amazing for getting a game just available for testing. It's super lightweight. I've been making it for years. I'm quick with it, good at it. It just makes a lot of sense to start here. I'd certainly like to venture off and play with other types of games, get my hands dirty in other games, but I mean, yeah, definitely wanted to build with the pixel art.
I mean, I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to being able to figure out how to do this because I did just do through the dev post, and it gave me that same error.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I needed to know that. Thank you for checking into that. Yeah, we'll get that tuned up with the launcher. That's what it's for, or part of what it's for, I believe. But yeah, the, you download Visual Studio Code and then you go into the manage install and you add C++ and then it'll run.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's probably a lot, it sounds overwhelming. so much of this stuff in space, like when you first are like, what do I have to do? Oh man, like I'll never be able to figure that out. And then after a while, you're like, oh, that's actually not that bad.
Oh, for sure. But at the same time, the goal is obviously to have nothing in between the player and playing the game once he clicks on the start file. It needs to be as seamless as possible. I mean, we know how attention spans work these days. It's got to be minimal clicks just right in front of you, minimal distance from click to click. All that shit matters.
No doubt about it. The easier it is, the quicker it is, the better. More people will play, and it looks like a fun game to play for sure. You said you been working on it for a while, right? Would you say a couple months?
2 months, yeah. I mean, the exact order of operations was I was making my last custom, and I kinda had free reign with it to do whatever animation I wanted to. So I was like, "I'm gonna build an idle animation for these sprite sheets that I wanna make," and that's what I did. And then, yeah, there's a little more to that story. I'm not gonna go into it,
Which
but
custom was that though?
that was the Zilla.
Oh, Pam Zilla. Okay.
Pamzilla.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Interesting.
saw that.
It's not minted yet. I kind of had this little idea in the back of my head that it would be really funny if I could build an entire pixel art game before I got the description to mint this NFT. And I was like, yeah, I can do that.
Wait, do we need a count up here?
Well-
I've been threatened with them before.
Okay. Well, so it's not my fault, Zilla. It's not my fault. So there's this guy, Andrew One, and he was gonna get me this information a while ago. I followed up like 2 separate times on this, and I didn't hear back on it. So I guess I could re-engage with that.
Doesn't matter, dude. I could care less about it.
No, but that's funny. What's gonna?
It is funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mission accomplished. I did it, boys.
I mean,
And it's a
picking out
bug-free game too.
description's
There's
real
no
hard.
bugs. It's a clean ass build. Now, there's a couple of things that don't throw properly. Like this resolution setting needs tweak, but you don't hit bugs in the game. It's clean. Throws no debugging errors. It's glorious.
Is this a one hit you're dead kind of game, or do you have a health bar?
Oh, dude, I put so much work into making it like the most sweaty cook that it could possibly be. Different projectiles, different enemies, they all do different damages, including on different difficulty levels. Easier, you're going to take less damage than on medium and hard. Uh, Whenever you finish a level, your health saves and your lives save. So you're not going to, like, if you beat a level with 7 health, you're not getting 10 at the start of the next one. You're starting with 7. And if you die on the level, all the enemies are coming back. You don't just get to speed run through it with no enemies. And yeah, things like that sound easy, but very complicated in the engine.
Is there any health regeneration?
Not at the moment, no. I'm thinking of putting live regeneration in first. I'd like to put a life in on level 5, but yeah, I got to get into Photoshop and build the component for it and then put it in. It's not a big cook. But yeah, my big change that I put in between the hackathon and the extended hackathon deadline was that impermanent level system. That was a major cook, and yeah, it just allows me to do things like the timekeeping array. It lets me set the music so that it'll loop properly between levels. It just really enables me to expand the game in many ways, because instead of just like being able to progress from level A to level B to level C, we can have like whole segments of levels, and like you can build a lot off of that story wise, etc.
So can you just quickly explain to Chief and Swampy what you mean by impermanent level?
Yeah, impermanent level is just a level that doesn't go away. Think of levels as layers. You can have 2 layers in one file. So instead of just opening up a new set, like a new file with a new layer in it every single time, you're just swapping out the layer that is underlying beneath the top layer. So it basically swaps out the tile map. It swaps out all the enemy combatants. And yeah, the background arrays, the parallaxes, those are actually carried on the player itself. So those aren't swapped out.
So I'm assuming the background music is you as well.
Yeah, I composed that. I didn't have as much time to put into it as I wanted to. I mean, having Unreal or just being able to leverage Unreal, I can come up with a lot of ways to play with music, but yeah, I'd like to get a different track in the game. Although that track that's in there, it kills it for that aesthetic. Like it creates a vibe. Like a big part of what I was trying to create was this nostalgic vibe that goes along with playing the game, and that song does it for sure. Yeah, the song was that was a home cook, and all the sound effects in there I built from scratch too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, I am definitely looking forward to getting into this. One's right up my alley, right? Like, Fuse Wars to me is a bit overwhelming. I know I'm going to be terrible at it, but this is one like, this is like Meme Mania, right? The Pac-Man. I could sit there. We had a little grudge match the one time. That was pretty epic.
That
This
was a
this
legendary battle.
I couldn't believe it, man. Like coming right up to the end of the month, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait until like the 30th, and I drop a banger on you, and then you went like 5 hours, like straight, and almost scored like 900,000 or something ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, guys, don't live stream your high scores because Popper's gonna watch that and Popper will like overcome. He'll look at all of your little tricks that you pull in the game and he's gonna beat your score and not say anything about it and then just laugh while you have to knock out a 900K to beat him.
Only if it's a game like this, though. If it's Fuse Wars, it's gonna take me a while to catch up with that kind of
Oh no, you
gaming
can play
ability.
Retro Rain, bro. It's a super playable game. That was the point. It's tailored to like the audience that is existing in NFTs. I understand that not every project like is going to do that. There has to be a project that aims for mass appeal. It just has to be. And not every retail chain is like Theta. A lot of them have a lot of younger users that are ready for that shit. Y'all are old.
Wow.
It's true. It is. You're not wrong. The Theta crowd is on the older side compared to Solana and ETH, I feel like, for sure.
It's a fact. Yeah, I just don't think I should say it. Sorry, Mags.
It's all right.
Popper's older than me.
I just meant you're the one who had it.
Whoa.
What?
I guess by what, 2.5 months?
I'll take it. That's the cutoff. Like somewhere in between there is the difference between old and young.
Yeah.
And we will be right back. This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all, safe, as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the Doc today. This week's episode is brought to you by GuardiansOfTheta.com, offering 0% one-click Theta Guardian staking with random monthly token giveaways. Guardians also airdropped everyone staking with him an NFT that you're able to stake and earn T-Vibe. 100% uptime, 0 fees, random giveaways, what's not to love? Stop paying 4% and come join the fam with Guardians of Theta.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Pinecast. Papa Max Pinecast.
It's super important to make something that, is what you think that people want. Like it's important for founders of projects to like do things they think that people will like and not just like force what they want to do. That's one thing I've noticed from just the projects I'm still involved in is, the creator, they've always been looking at their community, interacting with their community, and finding out what people want from the start. And that's the important time to do it too, is right at the beginning. Finding out what people want. Important.
Absolutely agree. And you're right. The easier, the better. Like we said, easy to access, easy to play. Then it's easy to see people playing this thing. And with a fun little, race to see who beat level 1 the fastest or beat the whole thing the fastest, whatever it is. I could see this being a lot of fun. I could also see this being streamed probably, hopefully on Theta Vibes someday. So,
That was the plan. Yeah, I was gonna have that up and running this week, but yeah, if we're not gonna be live streaming on that platform this week, I don't think. Whenever he's ready, I'm ready.
that's awesome. That's the best news I've heard in a while.
Where else would I stream, dude? That's the homie,
I know.
man. Me and him, like every night in Get Rec Crew, hanging out, having fun, playing poker. Like we've been having a blast. Those dudes are in Get Rec Crew right now playing poker. They're over in yeah,
What
they
what
playing
did
in
they say?
SoCal Seed Vault. What?
I'd rather be getting wrecked right now. Isn't that the slogan?
It's the Get Rec Crew winning season though. Well, ain't no one losing over there. We're going into all these poker games and crushing them just on repeat. I
Oh, that's
Get Rec
awesome.
Crew's
Oh,
pulled
so it's
in
not
like
you guys playing against each other. You're going and taking care of business.
yeah, we're basically on a tour going to all
That's
these
awesome.
different groups, and we've pulled like mid 4 figures in prizes, probably approaching 5 figures. Like we're crushing these groups.
Wow, I had no
That's amazing.
idea.
Yeah, it's fun too. We've played like I shut down that poker group probably 7, 8 weeks ago, something like that. Uh,
Oh yeah,
and
you used to do poker.
yeah, every week, and we've probably played over 100 games since we shut that down.
In
Wow.
7 weeks?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Wow.
play poker. Yeah, those dudes would be up playing poker. I'd be in Unreal. It'd be like midnight. I'm squashing out bugs. I got like poker on my side monitor. We're all chatting, having fun. Yeah, those guys, they help me a lot just by having people to hang out with while I'm building shit, having people to show shit to, having beta testers available. I mean, the game's been pretty heavily tested.
Nice. Well, so let's give him a shout out. Can I guess? We got Theta Vibes in there. We got Charlie Lawless, Space Brood,
We got Space Brood, Charlie
PWB,
Lawless, Theta Vibes, Mr. Mactastic,
Mac.
Club
Nice.
ADD, Maddie Divine. We got Grim Gaming, CWB, and shit, if I'm missing someone, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that hang out.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but yeah, no, shout out to those guys. That's a solid crew right there for sure.
And it's an open crew. Everyone's welcome to come hang out with us, come play with us, come bullshit with us. Like, you need one NFT to get in.
Yeah, not a big entry fee. Go get it. Especially now you're gonna need one to play the Zilla Reigns. I mean, do it now.
Retro Rain.
Retro Rain. My apologies.
That naming story is kind of funny, man. We were in Get Rec Crew, and I was searching for names. I started off just with it in Unreal as Pixilla platformer, and I need to go into that and figure out how to change it so on the exe file it'll carry. But anyways, we're tossing names around, and Matt came up with Rooftop Rampage. And I was like,
Oh,
oh wow, that's great. That's like perfect.
I like
So
that.
I kind of like I've done the Theta Zilla thing for years, and one of my things is, getting away from that general branding. So the fact that there's already a Rampage game made me like want to find a new name. So I wasn't able to. And then like 3 days before that first hackathon submission, I go and Google it to see like if the game, if that name's already been taken. And it had been taken
Huh,
by an NFT collection of Zillas on ETH.
stop.
Dead ass, dude. Yeah, and that game's sick too. I like the game. It's an endless runner game, and it's got a speed up component where you hit different enemies, and then you'll move faster. You hit things on the map, and you move slower.
I
But beautiful game.
I don't understand how that stuff works. Popper, do you remember when Daryl made that game? He did a Kickstarter, Wise
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
It's actually a pretty good game. He's just not about making it's just a card game, like whatever. And he hired someone to do these art of like these mobsters and stuff like that. Whatever, it's kind of fun. But if you go on Kickstarter and look for Wise Guys, somebody else after him made a card game more successful, like using the same name. So
Crazy.
true story. True story.
I didn't know that happened in card games. I thought it only happened in meme coins.
Yeah, does it happen to Meme Coin?
It does.
Oh,
And it's
with
funny
King,
when it
right?
does, because the first dev's going to be coping so hard because the scam coin's racing past his.
Was that the King Coin thing? Wasn't there some two kings?
No, coins on Theta.
You sure about that?
Scratch that.
You sure
What?
about
Coins
that?
on
That's
Theta,
why.
what?
What?
Wasn't there multiple kings on Theta in the coin sector?
Yeah, but I'm talking about coins that like went way up with liquidity. I mean,
Oh, what's that like?
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've covered mostly everything. I could go on and bore people for hours if you guys kept asking me questions.
All right. So what kind of controls are there in this game? It's jump, shoot, your fire. How do you get the ice? Like what's a little bit of the controls like?
It's a variable jump and a variable shot. So if you hold down the fire button, it only fires on release, because I didn't like the first shot triggering on a charge shot, like just by starting the charge. So there's three types of shots. There's the base shot, which is like this light orangey color. It does 1 damage. Then there's the partially charged shot, which will come out as blue. It does 2 damage. Then the fully charged shot will be a hot red. It does 3 damage. They each shoot progressively faster. And yeah, so for the jump, the longer you hold jump, the further you jump. Same with the slide, and the slide cancels when you release slide. Right now, you need to use a combo button to trigger it. It's on keyboard S plus J, or on controller X plus A, which is basically the slide button plus the jump button. And releasing the slide button will cancel the slide at any point in time in the slide. It's a useful slide, as it'll speed up your character, and it also makes your collision capsule smaller, so you can duck under characters, duck under shots, things like that. As you charge up your shot too, you can kind of see it in the HUD. There's on the right side, there's 3 orange bars, and those are your shot energy bars. You can carry up to 3 shot energy at a time. The full shot will deplete all your energy. The partial shot depletes 2. Single shot depletes 1. Your shot will recharge after the projectile is destroyed, which happens when it hits a character or when it goes off screen. And the shot that you currently have is displayed because your character flashes as he charges up his shot. That flash will change colors as it goes to a partial charge, and it'll change colors when it hits the full charge. And the charge shot is also reflected in the HUD on the shot energy component that'll update as you're charging your shot. Then the slide, you can't shoot while you're sliding. That's the downfall of it. So when you're sliding, if you're charging a shot and you release that shot while you're still sliding, you're just going to have your shot be canceled. You're going to lose your shot that you had charged. The other components are, there's a wall jump. While you are jumping on the wall, you can also shoot. So he'll turn in the opposite direction and shoot. And yeah, those are the controls that are in it now.
So
There's also a look down function, which doesn't have much use right now. I built this camera system, which is based off of 2 splines that run on the impermanent level. And basically, there is a tick function on the player character that will look for the closest spline to attach the camera to while you're playing. So when you go to the upper levels, it will take your viewport and move it up. And the look down button basically makes you look down. So if you need to jump off a tall platform and go far down, you can essentially look down. And that was just put in because I didn't want to be custom tailoring a spline for each map, and I didn't want the camera just to be on a spring arm attached to the player, because then when you jump, the whole camera jumps, and it's kind of it didn't play well. So I just put the level, or the I call it a lazy cam system. I put the lazy cam system in so that I could build quick. There's the look down function, and yeah, that's the last one.
I know that you mentioned the shooting. So I'm just looking at the demo, and there's one part of the demo where looks like a ghost Zilla, and our hero gets off 3 shots at once at him. Is that because they're like level 1 shots? How?
Yeah. I just pressed shoot K on keyboard. It's R on Xbox controls. The Xbox controls are cooked. They're in the game. They're just not included in the controller widget on the screen yet. But yeah, just 3 quick shots is all that was. There's different shot styles that people will find themselves doing as they're playing, because people are going to want to spam shots, but then they'll find that, okay, I'm not really always hitting characters and running out of shots when I need them. So you can do like the quick shot, 3 quick shots when you see an opponent and then charge, or do like a charge shot followed up with 3 quick shots, keep charging.
There he is.
Rugged.
Welcome to the show.
So unfortunately, none of that saved, so we're gonna have to start from the beginning. Just
I
kidding,
think-
but that's what happened the first time we had you on, pretty much.
I
Lost the whole
forgot
thing.
about that.
Sure about that?
Well, it didn't rug, but it ended up on the cutting room floor. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It ended up
just
it was a
like
legendary episode though.
just like that Twitter space we did.
What are you talking about?
Well,
What a legendary space. Dude.
Zilla goes, dude. He goes, you left. You know, you put that as He goes, you know, you put that as recorded the thing. I was like, yeah. He goes, get rid of that shit as soon as you can. So no one, if you weren't there, no one knows about how bad that space was.
You're welcome. I got you back.
Oh,
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 yes,
that one.
that space.
Oh dear.
The train wreck that never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened. Walk it off.
Right. So y'all want to hear something funny? I'm not going to name drop, but something funny happened after I submitted my hackathon project.
Okay.
I had a project in the same category as me, a competing project, reach out. I had someone tell me they lived in a city that's about 40 minutes away from me, ask me where I lived and if I could hook their project up to Wallet Connect.
What?
Yeah. True story, dude. I ghosted them.
Smart.
Zilla, I know from 2 years ago, would have done it.
The 0 for 2 in Hackathon Zilla is like good on that. You know,
Not
I'm
up
all
there.
for the we're all gonna make it stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've supported more NFT projects than
That's
name,
facts.
name another founder. Name
That's
name
facts.
someone who's in as many
Dave
communities.
Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
Fair enough.
Well, you said name another founder. It's all
Yeah,
good.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, like I'm all for being friendly with other projects, just not trying to enhance a competitive hackathon project.
Yeah. Come back next month and talk to me.
Yeah, no, don't come back.
That's funny. All right, there's a few guesses I could have as far as who that might be, but I'll leave them inside my head.
Right. It's just wild stuff, dude. Blockchain, it'll bring out like the greed in people for
Oh,
real.
big time.
And like, it's cool just to kind of have a circle of people that I can hang with and bounce shit off. And it's just like hanging with the homies, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking about this Camp Theta this year? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what these auctions look like.
Right?
Are you training?
Yeah, I'm doing a montage right now. That's where I was most of the recording. I am the captain for Team USA for the American representation. So Kyle,
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, it's kind of
We're screwed.
it's kind of a big honor, Um, no American has ever won it,
Wait, really?
Yep, yep, no
Oh,
Americans ever
wow.
won it. So I mean, if I was gonna buy the auction, I would try to get the people that are Canadian. You know, that's where the smart money's on,
But I could just buy your NFT for the lulz, and
right? You could,
I think that's
yeah,
the move.
that's a good move. I mean, Dole. I mean, he fishes with hundos, so hope he's a smart choice because there's fishing, right? Macer's always throwing axes, so he's another good choice. I don't really have any discernible skills.
Right, but you're my boy, so I'm gonna buy yours.
You make a mean fruit salad. Is that on this as their event for that?
Is there a cook-off?
Maybe if there's raspberry gathering, maybe I could whip something up.
There you go.
Popper also too. Popper didn't mention this, but this is the third week in a row he said alley. I think he said up my alley last week, and I think he said bowling alley the week before.
You have an alley tally?
Well, when he keeps saying it, yeah, Popper.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Well,
You say so.
I just did.
Okay.
I
It's
just
been
did.
said.
Well, now I can assure you I'll say it next week too.
Yeah, and I disagreed. He also said the other week that it reminded him of Ninja Turtles. I didn't see that, but I was gonna say like a little bit Mega Man-ish with the backgrounds, but you wouldn't get that because you're so young.
I would get it because the lesson that I did was to build a Mega Man game, so I kind of get it. I think it just reminds everyone of like their side scroller preference. If I'm being honest, it just it does its job. It gives the nostalgic feel, and everyone that I've heard play it like it reminds them of some game that they used to enjoy playing. Like for me, it's Super Mario.
Is it a side scroller or a platformer?
I guess it's a side scroller. The terminology, man, I could be wrong.
Okay, I thought the platformer is when you go onto other platforms, and side scroller is like you just go down.
I think it's a side-scrolling platformer game because you
There you
jump
go.
on platformers and it side scrolls.
Yeah, let's make sure the Theta judges know about that.
But it can up scroll too. I just have to set the spline system to, you know,
Oh yeah,
not be the lazy cam. I can just change them splines out and have it do whatever. There can be completely vertical levels, completely, or yeah, go up, go
yeah.
down, whatever.
Splines. Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
But thank you guys for having me on the show tonight. Like, I appreciate you just always being willing to hear me out. Let me talk about what I'm working on. It means a lot.
Of course.
Absolutely, man. And literally anytime. We're happy to have you on. You are our first guest, and you certainly helped get us to the format that we have now. So we appreciate everything you've done, even for us. That you're one of those guys. It's like pick a project, almost any project on Open Data, and your fingerprints are on there in some way. And the same can be said about Papa Mag's Pinecast. So uh, not quite an intern, but close.
Hey, yeah, we probably wouldn't have won any Zillies.
Probably
Right.
not.
Probably not.
Especially if I asked people to vote for me when I was streaming. I wouldn't do that to y'all though.
Well, you
Nobody asks people to vote.
I
for
hate when
themselves,
shit
do they?
just turns into begging like contests.
Mm.
It's disgusting. A Kirk didn't do it either.
I didn't do it either.
No, y'all didn't. I'm just saying we all played that cool, and it worked out well. I was very happy y'all won. I didn't want to win.
Yeah, it would have. I mean, I would have been happy if you won. I mean, A Kirk won. That would have been fine. But it would have been weird if either two of you won Best Pinecast. You know,
That would have been
like
awkward.
right. It's like we have Pinecast in the name and we didn't even get it. So yeah, hopefully they have some categories. I guess this year. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's an ecosystem only podcast category this year.
Fuck. Well, then I'm toast.
Well, lucky for them, there is a hackathon entry, Theta Podcast or something like that. I was just looking at it.
ThetaCast.
ThetaCast, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
I
be
looked at some of
unveiled
them.
in Vegas.
I
There's
wonder.
also a Discord bot that step 3 is to DM your private keys and password.
No, do they ask for private keys?
Yes.
Ah.
No, it's step 3. DM them your private keys and password.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, stay away from that one.
Yeah, just
Ew.
DM them to me instead, and I'll make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll double check them for you, make sure they work.
Yeah, I'll sync you up to the bot, my bot syncing service.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
That's crazy. Which one was it? That's the Theta
What?
Discord bot that you were talking about?
Theta Discord bot, yeah, step 3.
Unbelievable.
I think they took out the Charlie the Steak project though, which is disappointing.
Hey, we still got Dragon Ball Z sweatshirts though, right?
Yeah, it's right in the front, dude. Top and center, you can't miss it.
It's that one's made with English. Always a bonus.
I love English projects.
I didn't see yours wasn't made with English.
Right, I should probably add that in.
Yeah, it could be an update.
Because I have Photoshop, Unreal Engine, FL Studio. I might have forgot to put Stable Diffusion in. But yeah, I also used English.
Oh man, the Theta Hackathon.
I'm absolutely blown away that they allowed this on there, that step 3 is send your key store file and your password. I'm blown away. That is unbelievable.
Surprise!
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we have a winner, folks. This year's hackathon. Biggest hack job right here. Theta Discord bot.
How'd you lose all your money, Frank? Well, I wanted to do this quiz. It was this fun Discord quiz, and I sent the bot my private keys like it told me to.
They said it was safe because it's DM only and I can delete the file afterwards. Unbelievable. Wow.
Right, classic.
That's incredible. All right, man. Well, listen, on that note, thanks again for joining us. We obviously wish you the best of luck with this year's rendition of the hackathon. And I certainly...
Stop. Sorry, go ahead.
10:40. There it is on the dot. Can't wait to play some Retro Rain myself. So certainly looking forward to that. Appreciate all the work that you put in on your project and even helping behind the scenes with everybody else. And yeah, dude, just happy to be here with you. Happy to call you a friend and happy that you were able to join us tonight.
Thanks again for having me. Blessed to call you guys my friends as well. And yeah, really looking forward to hearing feedback from when you play the game. And dude, it's a family-friendly game too. Don't be afraid to let the kids play. I think they'd like it. That's also something I had when I was making it.
Yeah, they will. I'm sure they will. I'll definitely let them try it out, and that might be a mistake, but hey, we'll see how good. Maybe they'll be good enough to take down some prizes at some point.
They're already champion athletes, Popper. They can play a little game for a couple minutes.
They play plenty of games. They're probably going to beat me at this. They're well into that field already. So
Popper Family Challenge. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. I will challenge them. That'll be fun. All right, man. Well, I can't wait to see this on Theta Vibes. Hopefully that can happen sooner than later. Feels like a reunion that we're gonna have happen when that gets up and running. So looking forward to that.
That's the plan, dude. Hard work pays off.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a fantastic night.
You as well, dude. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one, y'all.
Take care.
Later.
Papa's popping and locking. Magnum scrutinizing. Papa Max Pinecast.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter @JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production
in association with Pam's Day Spa.